Hey guys, Jay's back from Jay's Aquatics and Companions. Today, I want to talk to you about a plant that I keep. It's called Creeping Jenny, also known as Lysimachia Nummularia Aurea. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Now, Creeping Jenny, there's a few reasons why I love it. There's a few reasons why it can be annoying. One of the things that I love about it is its nice gold coloration. It puts a nice contrast to everything else that's in the tank. It's a very easy plant to get. Um, Personally, if you were planning on getting this plant, I wouldn't get it from like an aquarium shop, something like that, unless if it's relatively fairly priced. Now, I've seen like 8 to 10 stems of this going for like 10, 11, 12 bucks. That's expensive in my opinion, especially when I could go down here to my local greenhouse, buy a pot of it for 2, 3 bucks. One of the things I do love about it is I can go down to the greenhouse. I can go get it. And, you know, it's a creeping plant, hence the name Creeping Jenny. It's usually used for like ground cover, stuff like that. When you put it into your aquarium, it keeps the same leaves. It doesn't melt back like traditional plants do. It could be grown immersed and submersed, and now immersed, like I said, it goes across the ground, stuff like that. When it's in the aquarium, it grows up. But it's like if I take a stem of it and put it in my aquarium, it's going to remain the stem no matter what. That's why I like to take it, go down to the greenhouse, get it in the potted form, clean off the roots and everything, and just put the whole plant right in the tank. Because it'll be bushy, it'll still grow. The only difference is the leaves, instead of being, you know, flat across the ground like this, well, it'd be like this. The leaves will actually, when you put it in the tank, they'll end up being like this, but over time the leaves will go just to point up towards the light. Now, this plant, I mean, I have had it in low light situations. It does better at medium, you know, medium to highlight. Right now I have the Phoenix 24/7 Planted Plus over it. And that light, I'm probably getting about medium light with my 125 gallon tank. And it's thriving. Now it is kind of a slow grower, not nearly as slow as like Anubias or Java Fern, but it's not as fast as water wisteria. It's kind of like an in between. I usually keep my tank around 77 degrees. Now, I've seen a lot of websites saying, oh, it can't go above 70 or it'll stunt growth. Mine's still growing perfectly fine, and I have it at 77. Now, I have had it in my turtle tank, which has no heater. It's a cooler or cold water tank, and it thrived in there for the most part. Of course, the turtle destroyed it, but it's a snapping turtle. But very, very, very beautiful plant. One of the things I don't like about it too is it'll grow roots out everywhere, almost like, you know, any other stem plant really. This one seems to do it a little bit more often, so it makes great cover for, like, you know, fry, shrimp, stuff like that. And of course, at the end of the video, I'll show you the bunch that I have in my tank. Doesn't look the best right now because I just trimmed it back, you know, I cleaned it up. But what else is there to say about this plant? I have done plenty of research about this plant before I put it into my aquarium, because I wanted to know if there was two different types because this wasn't always called creeping Jenny when in the aquarium. It's called something else. A lot of people say it's moneywort. Moneywort's a completely different plant. That might be creeping Charlie or something like that. I don't know. But this one looks a lot different than that one. So, but anyway, I did a bunch of research and everything to see if what was down at my greenhouse was the same as what I've been seeing people sell it for. Couldn't find anything about it going from immersed to submersed. No information whatsoever. So I got in, tested it. Thrived ever since. I have seen a lot of people do carpets with this, which is impossible. Impossible to do while there's water in the tank. One of the best things that I recommend to do, completely drain tank, or start off with a new tank. Take the stuff that you get from the greenhouse, plant it somewhere, or plant a couple of them somewhere, and let them creep all over the place. Once you have that nice fine carpet, of course, what you're going to want to do is cover the top of the tank with saran wrap. You know, mist it every now and then. Don't add water to it at all. Just mist it with regular water. And just let it grow. Once you get that carpet that you want, then add water. Because like I said, the leaves, they don't melt back. It keeps the same leaves. So you could easily make a carpet with it. If you guys ever decide to do that. Me personally, like, I'll take trimmings off and I'll plant the stems. Like, I'll take a handful of them, plant them in the same location, handful, plant in the same location. So I get that bushy effect instead of single stem, single stem, single stem. But once summer or spring and summer roll around, I'm going to get a couple more of the plants at the greenhouse. And I'm just going to take them, clean the roots, pop them right into the tank. So that way I keep that big bushy look. Instead of the single stem here, there, and everywhere. That's, I mean, it's a typical stem plant. It's one of the easiest ones to find. Just go to a greenhouse, ask them if they have creeping Jenny. Most of them do. There's a couple different variations. Like, I think I saw one that had more of like a green starting red kind of. I like the golden one for the background, just because it highlights everything else with the tank. And I have taken notice that it does not accumulate a whole lot of algae, surprising enough. Like, I had like little bits of blackbeard there, but once again, they were, like, quite literally, it was at the top of the tank. The light was hitting it, so I trimmed those pieces off, threw them out. And one of the things I do like is when it gets to the top, it'll creep across the top and it will actually produce little, well, mine produced yellow flowers. So there's some that produces white. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, go for it. I have taken notice that if you try to take this from submersed to immersed again, completely dies off, which I don't understand it, considering you're going from immersed to submersed. Leaves and everything stay intact, but as soon as you do it the opposite way, done. So I definitely want to get some more of that, especially for the red claw crab tank, so it droops down and covers up some of that the DIY filter I did. But alright, well, we're going to switch over to the tank so you can take a look at that. Let's do it. Okay, there's the creeping Jenny. As you can see right here, it's getting a lot of the roots coming out. And of course you could trim that off, you know, replant it. I have a bunch of pieces spread throughout the back. I'm going to be getting more back there, just because I like how it highlights everything. Matter of fact, there was a piece that broke off and is back in there. I just recently trimmed back some of the Java moss. That's why there's no leaves towards the bottom. Plus back in there, it's going to be a lower light situation. But very healthy. There are some areas that are covered in algae, but once again, the whole plant was all the way to the top whoops, sorry, was all the way to the top of the tank, so it was getting most of that light. Of course, there's the attention hog. But great plant, fantastic. I recommend it for any aquarium if you're trying to do different contrasts and everything. And the autocinclists tend to hide out a lot in it, along with shrimp and a bunch of other stuff. So, alright, I hope this was informative, and I'll catch you in the next video.